Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Talk. This is probably going to be pretty short because, yeah, I'm sure you guys can hear it. I am gone when it comes to my voice. I've recorded Let It Die today. I've also streamed a bunch, which is going to be the topic of conversation in this video, is going to be streaming and how I did it. And it's a blast, and I'm enjoying the shit out of it. And so some opportunities have happened that I don't think I can talk about, so I'm not going to. But basically, I thought I was going to be able to stream every other day, but then this week I had another thing put on top of just making videos, and that's not happening. It's not happening, so yeah, that's my reality for a little bit. Maybe at one point, whenever this thing gets settled, I can actually do that. Hopefully, I'm not sure. Yeah, we just streamed, and it was a blast. We just streamed Let It Die, had a great time. I had a surprising amount of people there, enough for the chat to be pretty consistent, which I was amazingly grateful for, because I think Let It Die and games like Let It Die, like farm games, grindy games, like Destiny and etc. I think those games are the best to stream, at least when it comes to a community. There's definitely something to be said for like the Battleground slash, what is the other one that's very loved? The League is also really loved. I'm not sure about the rest. I know there's more. But yeah, there's something to be said about those games that are like very high impact, high risk, high reward. They can be entertaining and etc. But just they haven't been entertaining to me. Like when I watch someone play Battlegrounds, I don't know why, it just doesn't hit that nerve for me. But when I see someone play Destiny and games like that, for some reason, I like watching those, because I feel like they are the perfect thing to watch while you are also playing a game, grinding, etc. Just because it's someone basically just there doing the same thing you're in. You're still immersed in the world, but this person is kind of like padding everything around you, which I enjoy. So I think Let It Die is a good game for that, but also it can be, if you're trying to get stuff done, it kind of sometimes adds another thing to maintenance, which in Let It Die there's a bit, especially considering at some point they're going to turn off the Let It Die recovery cost, so it's going to be back. So we're going to have to keep buying back our characters, and it's not as free-flowing and relaxing as it has been. The glory days of Let It Die are coming to an end. I'm sad about it, but whatever. We're moving on. By the way, I wanted to do the whole reply to comments in this video as well, but again, my voice is just hurting. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. Also, another thing I want to run by you guys. I've been trying to do this thing with my hair where I've just grown out this part, basically, and then like a little bit more in the middle. I've grown it out a little bit more, and I've been trying to do this thing where I like swoop it to the side. Not happening. I don't like it. We're gonna go back to the short hair look, where I just spike it, and it does its job. I don't like the fact that it's like, it looks somewhat weird sometimes, and it's just a fucking mess for a lot of time. Let's leave it like that, or look crazy. Great. That's a thumbnail. Like a psycho. But let's quickly talk about Far Cry 4? Is it? Far Cry 4? No, there's Far Cry 3, and then there's Far Cry 4, and there's Far Cry 5. Is what it is. Let's talk about Far Cry 5, because I love talking about video games and the things that they mean to me and what I'm hoping to get from them, etc. So for those guys who do not know, let me first run down the game Far Cry 5. I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but apparently it's going to be a game set in current day, or around there, closer to current day than we have been, and not in a mystical faraway land like Karat or any place like that. Apparently it's going to be in America, some place, I don't know what it is Tennessee, some shit. You get it. It's in that space, and it's centered around a cult, which is really cool. But also people were making well, it's weird. People were making a big deal about this being the case, because it's no longer like you're fighting Native Americans or whatever the hell. You're not fighting, primal tigers or whatever the hell in Primal, and those are like the things we usually fight. And of course, reviewers have to be like, it's racist because you're only killing X, Y, and Z. It's like, it's a fucking game. Calm down, you idiot. Like, you could boil down, oh, we're killing Nazis in like half the World War whatever games. Does that mean we hate all Germans and we're racist towards Germans? No, we're not. Calm down. Anyway, sorry. But people are being like, holy crap, this is a first for games, is that they take place in our backyard. We're actually killing Americans and stuff like that. I'm Canadian, so I'm a bit off. But anyways, I don't think there's an issue. And also, I haven't seen a lot of people have an issue either. Like, it's weird because it's like the people who are like, hey, in a specific instance, you're killing Native American tribes and all this other stuff, but it's like, yeah, but they're also like running at me with a knife. So it's like, I feel like the changes are different. But and when this happens, it's almost like they don't get rewarded or like applauded. So it's weird. It's almost like people just like to complain, but when someone does something right, they never say you did something right, and it's like, that's a bit shit. But anyways, that's the whole theme of it, is you're going up against a cult and you're now a sheriff, and there's they heavily implemented multiplayer, as well as you now get to customize your character, which I think is awesome. By the way, I am disappointed that it's not going to be the Wild West, because I thought that would be so fun for Far Cry, especially with the storytelling that they could tell and the villains that you could portray in that. I think would be brilliant. But with that being said, I think there's still a lot of fun to be had in modern day, especially that we haven't been there. Also, apparently we're gonna be able to command a dog, which I really I'm fine if it's only like a couple dogs, like if it's only like certain dog breeds, etc. I'm fine with that, as long as there's more customization for the animal than there is in Primal. Primal was all about mounts and these, like, you taming these beasts, and that's it. Like, you couldn't upgrade their health, you couldn't upgrade their speed, their stealth, anything like that, and it sucked. It was like you're like the worst pet owner or trainer in the world, that you didn't give them any other skills. I hated that so much in Primal. The fact that the whole game is based around you taming animals, and these animals are just the base line of all their animals. It's shitty. I really hope that there's like a skill tree for your dog, and the more you attack with your dog, the more you use your dog, etc., the more he builds his own experience. Would love that shit. I would love that so much, because to me there's so much potential in that. But with that leads me to my next point. Also, my dog's barking like a champion. This brings me to my next point, which is I really, really, really hope that they go in on crazy. And not just like, hey, have a psychopath like Vaas or blah, 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 but they do it in almost all the Far Cry games, and the one that they did it the most in is one of almost everyone's favorite Far Cry. And that's Blood Dragon. A lot of people love this shit out of Blood Dragon. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Blood Dragon has too much, a little bit, especially with a serious game. Like Far Cry 3, the story of that game, I love to tears. It's basically like the telling of what happens when you become a monster and you realize you become a monster, and all the byproducts of that. It has a really deep story if you're able to actually look at it. But anyways, moving on. I really hope there's like a balance between the story in Far Cry 3, but then like the craziness of what is it called? Blood Dragon, which was a DLC for Far Cry. Now, the reason why I like Blood Dragon so much is because it went crazy. It didn't take itself too seriously, and it went too far at certain points that was just to get a laugh. But I do think it'd be awesome to have like almost impossible realistic things, and whatever that is. Maybe we drink some special moonshine in Far Cry and it gives us the ability to like sprint at immense speeds or whatever. Like, I can't wait for the Far Cry game that doesn't take, or that goes completely and utterly supernatural. I fucking cannot wait for that game, because to me that's a badass. Like, imagine seeing someone and you have like 3 charges that you can build up every time you take a takedown, or every time you do a takedown. Maybe it's this mystical fucking blade, I don't know. But you have these 3 charges that you can build various ways, just by killing people, just by doing damage, just by doing whatever. And you can look at someone, hit a button, and immediately like appear behind them, like almost turn into like mist, fly at the target, and then just appear and stab him as this like ethereal thing, and then pull him into a bush and like do that. Like, the stealth mechanics are so much more. And I would just love to see that kind of thing, especially like just the craziness of it. I think the Far Cry that does that is going to be one of the best Far Cries there, because again, they do this so much where they teeter this line of like impossibility, but they don't go off the cliff. Like, it's like, dude, you're breaking immersion, but also not enjoying the benefits of what happens when you break immersion. Like, I was watching Far Cry 3 a video a couple days back, and you take this drug and you literally get to see into the future, and they don't really fucking talk about that. Like, if there's a drug that can do that, they can give you fucking visions to the future. Why is it so impossible that there's a drug that makes you a fucking superhuman? I don't understand. Or a drug that makes your bones or whatever, all matter in your body, be able to break apart and appear at someone. That's a bit much, but still, it's like, just go ham, go into it. And I really hope that maybe this Far Cry has that. I think it's leaning on more like good old Southern realism, that kind of thing, which is, I was hoping that it'd go, again, a bit weird. But who knows, maybe there's a DLC for it, but again, I don't want a DLC. I want a full game that's like flushed out when it comes to being able to be doing the impossible. I think it's awesome. And don't teeter on that line, just fall off to go completely into it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Far Cry 5. Cannot wait to it. By the way, I'm a massive fan of the series. I've played all of them. Even Far Cry 2. Have not played Far Cry 1 because I just that's basically what it is, by the way. Like, Far Cry 1 I hear is the best adaptation of my mind, like what I would want. You play like a superhuman mutant that can like dive across areas, and it sounds awesome. And then in Far Cry 2 it went like full realism, like which is actually pretty fun, but also really annoying, but also kind of interesting. But then Far Cry 3 and 4 and Primal have all taken like the same kind of thing. Like, they're the same type of game, but with a different environment, which is awesome. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I'm massively interested in the game. Cannot wait. E3 is around the corner. It can be damn sure that there'll be another Let's Talk about me just nerdgasming all over the place because I can't handle video games. I love them so much, and they're so fun to talk about and see what you guys think about them. All of these things. No, I'm getting aggressive. Probably just chill out. But yeah, my day is now editing a lot. No, my day is making a thumbnail because I haven't made a thumbnail for the video today. I gotta do that. I literally woke up, ate a quick meal, started recording Let It Die, did a long ass stream than I intended because I had to complete certain things, and that took a lot longer communicating with chat. Anyways, things happened, and it's moving on. Moving on. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy those things that I'm making currently. Again, this week was a bit different because I had to quickly do something that I haven't never done before, and hopefully there'll be a point where I can tell you what that is, because right now I'm not sure if I can. But yeah, really cool opportunity that I got to do. I love it to tears. Hopefully it works out. I don't mean to be that guy who's not telling you things, but yeah. Yeah, I streamed. I want to quickly cover everything. Streamed, loved it to tears. I want to do more, but again, right now the timing of it is weird, but I still trying to make time for it, and I have. We've had 2 thus far, and I love them to tears. You guys have been amazing. We talked about some video games. I'm excited for Far Cry 4. I really hope it doesn't take itself too seriously, because I feel like that's the thing that limits the others, is that they've taken themselves too seriously. Again, in Primal, you're fucking commanding this tiger beast, and why couldn't you amp the tiger up? Like, especially with all the weird cult shit, you'd think you'd be able to draw some sort of design on him, and he'd be able to like sprint 10 times faster. Or when you crouch, the design on him would glow, and that would be, you'd be able to see where he is. And that would just be like a nice thing to have. Oh, also, the one thing I really want in the next Far Cry is for there to be an upgrade system for your base, except a lot more than it has been. As well as I as much as I like the multiplayer, I'm not going to use it probably, but it's cool to have it for people that would. I really want there to be a base to upgrade, and I want them to bring back some of the things that were in Far Cry 2, not the annoying things like weapon degradation, which, to be honest, I actually enjoyed, but things like, more like little niches of things, like maybe even crafting in a better way besides just opening up your stuff, hitting a button, and cool. Like, maybe you actually have to get ingredients that you put towards something. Maybe crafting armor, like that kind of thing. Not crafting armor, but just making armor. That kind of thing. Like, again, and I feel like they're going down that route, or at least tapping it, because they're allowing us to customize our character's face. I feel like they wouldn't do that if they're also going to allow us to dress our characters. So again, things like that, like in Far Cry 4, you could put like a helipad on your base. You could put some like healing items all around you. You could have a garden where you have like your herbs. I love stuff like that. I love stuff like that because it gives you somewhere to go. It allows you to. I always do that whenever I play games. So to make my home base It's the first thing I give attention to, because I like to come home and have like a nice thing, like have a retreat period where I can restock and do all that other stuff. That's awesome, especially if you're playing with friends. It's really cool to be like, all right, dude, let's stop at our base, get our shit, and then let's go do another mission. That'd be awesome, opposed to being like, oh, dude, excuse me while I collect 7 fucking leaves, and give me a minute. It's like, no, you really would want that. So again, I hope they really amp up the bases, like the customization options for your base, as well as allow there to be little things that mean more. Almost like, again, if there was, I don't know, like the special flower or moonshine, whatever, that you take, and it would give you like plus health for a short period of time, or for a longer period of time, because it would have to last to whenever you get to your destination, or stuff like that. Maybe even hire a herbalist who makes you a random cocktail of whatever that can buff whatever, and you grab it on your way out. Like that, stuff like that. They're just like tiny little things, to me, would make a difference. But anyways, guys, like I said, this is surprising. This is the end of the video. It's only like 15 minutes. Only 15 minutes is now our standard, because our video is like 40 minutes. Anyways, expect good content, hopefully, depending on what you find good. And yeah, expect some streams later on as well. Yeah, also in the next couple streams I'm planning on doing, I want to actually have music in there, not just like game background sound. And I won't pull that shit where I upload a live stream in place of a video, because I don't like that. I hate that. I hate when other channels do that, because it's not the same. It's not the same as a video that's contained and edited. It's a fucking 2 hours of unedited shit sometimes. Now that can be fun to watch, but also it shouldn't take the place of a video, I think, so I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, the subscribe button above me, 2 videos to my right. Those are my thoughts. Let me hear your thoughts about Far Cry Primal in the comments, as well as streaming. Maybe you guys are into it, maybe you guys are not. I still want to hear about it. I'm still probably going to do it though. Anyways, regardless, thank you guys so much for supporting me here on YouTube and or on Patreon. It means the world to me. Also, I'll be trying to give some more love to Patreons, because I'm kind of a dick about that, trying to manage everything right now. It's a bit chaotic. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and bye guys.